Hey everybody, it's Paul Asma, and I know many of you know me, but many of you that follow me on Twitter and YouTube and whatnot might not know the whole story. I'm coming to you today. It's early January. It's a new year of trading. It's a new beginning. And I want to tell you about this community I am a part of, which is the PittFuturesTrading.com, and why I believe in it, why I'm a part of it, and what I think we can offer you if you want to check us out and to join us. I want to give you a little background about myself first. I worked on Wall Street from 1983 through 2007 as a specialist on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Started off as a trading assistant, worked my way up to a specialist and to a senior vice president and a floor official of the New York Stock Exchange. And I think that experience alone has helped me and how I've transformed from the floor to in front of the screen, and how this community is very much like the community I experienced for 25 years on the floor of the stock exchange. We'll get to that in a little while. When I first started, we were all on paper books. We didn't start till 1987, where half the stocks we were market makers in were on paper, half were on the computer. And that was lucky for us because that was the year in 1987 of October when we had the crash, and at least half our stocks were on computers, where the time we spent there was cut down, even though we were there to 12, 1 o'clock every night for about 2 weeks straight. There was also the transformation of the market. Back then, we didn't even know it, from paper to computers and eventually to screen trading. I can tell you this, I left the floor the end of 07 when the writing was on the wall that algorithms and whatnot were starting to take over. And many, many people that left that trading floor attempted to get behind the screen and trade. Hundreds of people that I know. And I'm going to say now, 12 years later, that I am off it. If there's 5% of those, if there's 15 to 20 that are still trading, it's probably a lot. It's not an easy thing to do, but with my experience and been doing it now full time since 2011, and with the other people in this room that I'll talk about briefly in a minute, what we can offer you to help you in your endeavor to be a trader, whether you're experienced or a newcomer. When I left the trading floor, I kind of dabbled around different things. I didn't want to trade full-time right away. Started trading probably 2010. Was trading a million different stocks. Wasn't really getting anywhere. It was a very difficult transformation from the trading floor to the screen. And then I sat down early 2011 with a very good friend of mine who had been trading from home since 1999 and was a disciple from Jim Dalton with the market profile. And I sat in this person's house for a year learning the market profile. And the first thing we sat down and spoke about, he said, okay, how many stocks do you want to trade? I said, I don't know, 5, 6, 10. And he goes, how about one? And I looked at him, I said, one. He goes, well, if you're going to do this right, you're going to pick something, you're going to learn it like the back of your hand, and that's the best way to go. He goes, after a month, you want to keep trading different stocks, let me know. Well, it wasn't even a month. It was a week or two later when I saw the time and effort that he put into this. And it made me think that you need one vehicle to trade to be successful. So why the Pit? Well, the Pit offers that. You have people in here that specialize in the ES, the SPY and their options, such as myself, and crude oil. And they know these vehicles like the back of their hand. They're not all over the place, giving you 20 different trade ideas and 20 different stocks and whatnot. That's incredibly important when you're looking for somebody if you want to join the trading community. When I was trading on the floor of the exchange, if I moved, and this past Friday is a perfect example how the ES and the SPY gapped lower And literally, I think within less than 10 minutes, we filled the gap and went to the previous day's range and value. So to show you how things have changed, if I had done that as a specialist, if I, especially a bank stock, if I opened a bank stock down whatever percentage we opened it, and within 5-10 minutes I had it back inside the previous day's range with the gap closed, I would have had the CEO of the company on the phone, market surveillance on the trading floor coming to me, and the CEO of my own firm coming to me saying, what the hell did you just do? Now, obviously, things are different. No more of that. There's no more accountability, no more responsibility. All there are algorithms that run these machines wild. And we can either embrace it or fight it. Well, most that have fought it no longer trade. So we've learned to embrace it. And it's only going to get more sophisticated as time goes by. 2020 is going to be an incredible volatile year, I believe, between everything that's going on in the geopolitical climate and our climate here at home with the pending election. So why the Pitt? Well, the Pitt has real traders. And by that I mean, you'll see a lot of people on Twitter and whatnot, and they'll tell you all their winning trades and whatnot, like they've never lost in their life. If somebody ever told you they never lost trading in their life, well, they're lying. And we go through our experiences on a daily basis. There's no magic button. There's no magic button to get in, get out. The best you can do is offer the people the best odds on a trade. But we've had many times where we've had people in that room amongst us that we're talking through a losing trade and why I'm still in it or why I'm out of it and why it was a losing trade, why that entry was wrong or why that exit was wrong. You learn from that. That's important. There's many different styles in that room. I am mainly market profile and charts. That's my specialty with the SPY and its options. There's many people in there that trade off the footprint, order flow, using fibs and whatnot. Whatever works for you, you shine it up and you go with it. I will never, ever make a comment about what type of instrument a trader uses to be successful. Doesn't mean I'll use all of them, but I'll certainly listen to every one of them as they're speaking or as they're typing in this room. That's a tremendous advantage for all of us. There's been many times in that room where I've been short and somebody else has been long and we've both made money. I took a short because we were at the top of a balance and traders are going to do its work before and it comes in. And somebody else took a long position because odds were we're going to eventually get through the top of that balance. Now, I did it maybe with a good size because I'm not looking for much to back down to the downside. So that's another thing. People might tell you what they're doing and whatnot, but everything has to be put in context. The time frame you're trading in, the size you're trading in. Well, that's all given to you here at the Pitt. Bish is an expert on the footprint and order flow. Odds trader, tremendous trader with his market profile. Freedom trader, expert in both ES and crude. They're all specialties, but they're all basically in two things. There's many contributors on here, traders that are on here, that aren't speaking, but that type throughout the day, who have in value. You can't count the value of what they bring to the table on things they say. So why the Pitt? Experience. I'm bringing 36 years of trading, 10 years behind the screen now. Full-time in SPY since 2011. All these other people have years of experience. Even if you're not an investor, even if you're not a trader, most people are investors, right? Somebody has something involved in the market, whether they have a financial planner, a money manager, in hedge funds, whatnot, want to just know about the market. Well, you could just educate yourself by being part of the Pitt, even if you're not a day trader. Maybe you're a swing trader. Same thing is going to help you. Maybe you just want to know about the market. It certainly helps if you're sitting down with your financial planner and you're able to tell them what the S&P did the previous week, why it did it, and what you expect going forward. No money manager, financial planner, or anybody in that field is ever going to tell you they think the market's going down. They're just going to tell you, what's your time frame? The market always goes up. And you know what? They're right. It does go up. But it doesn't hurt to have an idea what the market does. So even if you're not a trader, being part of the pit is huge. So why the pit? It's a great community feeling. I never didn't like a day I didn't go to work on the floor of the exchange. It was the greatest community in the world. It was like 5,000 strong when I first started. Unfortunately, when I left, it was probably 700 people total left on that trading floor, 30 with my firm. We had 300 at its height. It was a great community to learn from each other. We fought like cats, like brothers and sisters a lot during the day, but that night we'd be out having a drink. You learned from each other. It was a great stress reliever. Same thing when you're on the pit. It's a great community. We focus on our trading, but 7 hours a day, there's not always a trade there. Certainly not always a trade there. So those are times that you might talk about different type of things in your life or whatnot. But the focus is certainly always on trading. So I think the pit offers many, many things to any type of trader, whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, an investor. You have real people here with real ideas that tell it like it is. Anybody who's watching this video, that's part of the pit, I would encourage you to tell your family, friends, and coworkers. Anybody who's not part of it, come check us out at thepitfuturestrading.com. Talk to me, talk to Bish. See what's going on, see if we're a right fit for you. I use Window Trader for my market profile. Now, many people use Sierra Chart. So there's all different, whatever you use is certainly going to be encompassed in your trading. I like to think myself as pretty much expert level on breaking down the market profile and certainly breaking down charts. I pride myself in that. Again, I'll never sit there and tell you the market's doing this or that. I give you both sides of what the market can do that trading day. Give you a buy scenario, give you a sell scenario prior to the market opening. We all do. Obviously, once the game starts, like in a football game, game plans change. Well, we change, obviously, throughout the day because of that. But these are all things that you'll get if you're a part of this community. When I first started trading behind the screen, I traded by myself. Okay? The fellow who mentored me never had his phone on, wouldn't answer emails, anything throughout the trading day. So I was pretty fortunate he took me into his house to teach me all the knowledge he had on the market profile and the ES and the SPY. So I traded by myself from 2012 through part of 2019. I was very happy doing it until I was approached by the pit and got on. Very hesitant at first because I like being by myself, like trading by myself. But the fact that I'm still here almost a year later speaks volumes. Because I can assure you, if you had asked me, would I be part of a community where I'm speaking every day and bouncing ideas off each other rather than trading by myself, a couple of years ago, I'd say, no, I want to be by myself. So this speaks volumes that I am still here and encouraging other people out there to take a look at us. So, in conclusion, most important thing is to have a happy, healthy, prosperous new year. I encourage you to come and check out thepitfuturestrading.com. Again, you have any questions, send them to me here on the bottom of the video. Come into the website, shoot a question to any of us. Look forward to seeing many of you join our community. Have a great rest of your weekend and hope to see you soon.